Man forced to sit next to corpse for hours after passenger dies on long-haul flight.
He got the good stick. You know how annoying alive people are on the fucking plane? Shuffling.
He never asked me to stand up to go to the bathroom. So nice.
He bought my drink. You see him stealing his wallet.
When Mitchell Ring and Jennifer Collin saw spare seats on their flight from Melbourne to Doha, they thought they'd lucked out. But a dream trip to Venice quickly turned to a nightmare when a passenger died whilst in the air. The crew decided to put the dead passenger's body in Ring and Collin's row for the remaining 4 hours of the flight. Okay, so you got a good seat, and there was no dead person next to you, and then the flight crew said, ugh, hey, couple on your trip to Venice, do you mind?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is this occupied?
Don't worry, he won't bother you.
Real quiet, this one. We'll give you a free copy of Hot Tub Time Machine for your flight.
The couple said they were traumatized by the incident, which unfolded when a woman walked out of the bathroom and collapsed next to their row.
This is the airline's fault. She walked in the bathroom and died. How bad was the bathroom?
Unfortunately, the lady couldn't be saved, which was pretty heartbreaking to watch, Ring said. So you watched this lady die, and then she gets put next to you?
I would threaten to kill myself. Move her. Oh, you're gonna have two bodies on display to explain.
They tried to wheel her up towards business class.
What? Business class said, excuse me. We drink mimosas up here. Put her in the back next to the fatties. Why didn't they just dump her out the emergency exit? I would have just opened the door and flung her out.
They tried to wheel her up towards business class, but she was quite a large lady, and they couldn't get her through the aisle. There's nothing worse than a fat dead person taking up 2 seats.
They're like trying to hide her like weed on the plane. They're like, where do we put it?
They're like, ugh.
She won't fit in the overhead.
They looked a bit frustrated, but when they looked at me and saw seats were available beside me, my wife was on the other side. We were in a row of 4. They said, can you move over, please?
What if you say no?
And I said, yes, no problem.
His fault?
That's his fault
yes,
for sure.
No problem. They're holding a dead body and asking you, hey, this seat taken? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, leave her on the ground.
They could have like rolled her under something. I don't know. It's not like she's filled it. Put her with the bags.
Put her in the luggage underneath. Then they placed the lady in the chair I was in. Ugh.
I did everything but this. You see me breaking her bones, putting her in a suitcase. Like, I don't want to see this.
She don't need these.
If I died on the plane, you can do whatever you want to my body.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Do what you will. The couple claims the cabin crew did not offer them a different seat to move to, with a passenger in the row behind them instead offering a spare seat to nervous flyer Collin. Yeah, if you were a nervous flyer before, imagine how you feel now.
Yeah. This is like worse than an attack on a plane, you know.
That's a good question. Terrorist attack on your plane,
or
but you live,
or
dead body that sits next to you for 4 hours.
That's so annoying, especially if they don't have good movies on the plane and stuff.
Oh.
Like, it really, if you're flying Spirit, you might as well die.
And you're in coach.
Oh my God.
It's gonna rub off on you.
Yeah, walk off with a ghost on the plane and stuff. It's like,
I'm shaving my head when I get off the plane. I need to be cleansed.
I immediately go to Delta. I'd be like, you owe me free flights forever.
Ever. I'm flying to Venice twice a week now. There were a few spare seats I could see around us, Ring said. Ring spent the remaining hours of the flight in the same row as the corpse, saying he was told to stay seated as medical crews took off blankets covering the body after the plane landed.
So we need this blanket back. Sort of business. Can I get a blanket? They run back there. They're like, this smells weird.
It smells like a fat lady who died. I can't believe they told us to stay. It wasn't nice.
I would have stood up and went to first class.
I don't know what they were expecting. The couple said they have not been offered any support from Qatar Airways. It's Qatar. They still have slave labor. Yeah. They're used to people dying on planes, on trains.
They're still trying to work out the last flight that had all dead people and one alive person.
What happened here? They have a duty of care towards their customers as well as their staff. We should be contacted to make sure. Do you need some support? Do you need some counseling? Ring said. Counseling? They don't believe in counseling.
I need free flights. I need lots of points. Okay? I need the best movies on the plane. I need booze on the plane. And I need to be able to fly whenever I want with your dead bodies.
Yeah, I deserve first class.
That's the least compensation I deserve.
I'm flying your plane now.
Give me a plane. Qatar, where's my jet?
I don't really know how I feel and would like to speak to somebody to make sure I'm all right. You're all right.
Speaking to the New York Times. I'm doing a press run. To figure out if I'm okay.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to you. Colin said the pair was now trying to make the best of their Italian holiday of a lifetime.
Sitting in the Amalfi Coast. Remember that dead body?
Remember, Karen? Qatar Airways said it's looking into the situation. What is there to look into? Verified dead lady put next to two verified living people. How is it that if I throw a fit on the flight, they're going to ground the plane, but a bitch die?
Yeah.
And they don't ground the plane?
They took her for a run. You know, she was on the next flight, and
Yeah.
the next flight, and the next flight.
We like to scare customers. Happy Halloween!
Yeah.
The process for handling incidents on board an aircraft like this is managed by the operating airline, which in this case is Qatar Airways.
You open the booklet or whatever, it just shows you how to fold a dead body and put it next to another person.
Yeah,
That's sad.
We normally have a big overhead bin for this, but that was taken. In a statement, Qatar Airways said it was in the process of contacting impacted passengers. They're contacting you! First and foremost, our thoughts are with the family of the passengers who sadly passed away on board our flight, a Qatar Airways spokesperson said. We apologize for any inconvenience or distress this incident may have caused and are in the process of contacting passengers in line with our policies and procedures. Do you really have a policy and procedure for somebody dying on your airplane?
No.
Like it's that expected?
They should. Theirs is covered up. But this one didn't happen.
Okay, this is the Qatar Airways statement as of February 28th, 2025. At Qatar Airways, we deeply sympathize with all those involved in this sad situation, and our thoughts remain with the family members of passengers who passed away on board our flight. It is an unfortunate reality that unexpected deaths do sometimes occur on board aircraft across the aviation industry.
That shows you how bad Qatar is. If this was anyone else, they'd be like, this is such a freak. We're so sorry, this crazy instance. They're like, it is unfortunate when dead body is on plane. Like, it just happens.
It happens sometimes.
What the fuck?
You know, I was flying last year to Doha as well. 3 men died.
Dead body.
After an internal review, it is clear that Qatar Airways cabin crew acted quickly, appropriately, and professionally at all times.
Yeah.
Professional.
Nothing wrong.
Would you please move? We got a body to store. Passengers were accommodated to other seats and cabin crew member was sitting at all times with deceased passenger for the duration of the flight until landing in Doha. Imagine that you get assigned to sit there and you go, it's gonna be okay. To the dead body?
I'd break off the part of the plane she died in. I don't want that energy. I'm trying to think like what situation would have made it okay. And like, unless you can fit everyone in first class, y'all fucked up.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
You know, you should have thrown her out the emergency exit, given everyone like a year free flights or something.
Yeah.
Especially those two fatties.
Okay, everybody, those oxygen masks are going to drop from the sky right now. We're opening the door to get Karen off the flight.
They start changing the emergency prep. You know how they always do that speech before? Oh, and they're like, if you happen to encounter dead body on plane, you go like this.
If you die on the plane, we will put you in seat 34B.
Yeah,
You do not want to be in center seat.
Yeah.
Close your
clips.
nose.
Yeah.
You'll see in the seat back we have provided clothespin for every passenger on board flight.
Yeah. At least finally Spirit's not the worst anymore.
Well,
They might be able to come up. They can literally advertise this. They can spin it into marketing. No dead bodies here. You see Spirit flying out of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this place, Qatar Airways, should be renamed Spirit Airways.
What a way to die, though. She had a real short trip. If she was a good person, short trip.
Oh,
She died
yeah.
in the sky, whoop.
Yeah.
You got here fast.
Everybody says sleep on the flight. She took her last nap.
I mean,